Welcome to Design Diary, the podcast where you get to look inside my board game design notebook as well as what's going on inside my head. We look at a new word each day from the sense of mechanics, tone, theme, or inspiration for a full game. Today's word is
transpire. To take place, go on, occur. To become known or apparent, develop. To be revealed, come to light. We're going to keep going with these. To give off vaporous material, specifically. To give off or exude watery vapor, especially from the surfaces of leaves. To pass in the form of a vapor from a living body. To pass off or give passage to a fluid through pores or interstices, if I said that correctly. I mean, there's a lot of definitions here for a word that I feel like it means to happen, which is so hard. It's so hard to design to happen. One of the ones I really like here, and I didn't get into, is to pass in the form of a vapor from a living body. That's really neat. And I didn't get into it at all, so I'm curious if anybody does. So what I came up with was the second definition, which was, I just moved it, sorry. The second definition was, or the third, to be revealed or come to light. And I just thought about just the revelation of like cards in your hand, like showing people what I have and what that means in a game. Sometimes you're giving away, who you are or secrets as to, your motive or anything. And sometimes you're just giving away your tools and showing people, what you can potentially be doing so they can prep, around that. But what I thought of was something a little different where I show you a card of mine and what happens from there. And that card has let's say it has an ability on it. And I show you a card of mine. And then I take the ability. And then I show you another, and I take the ability. And I can do this for as many cards as in my hand. And then at the end of the turn, what happens is you have a two-phase turn. The first phase is you get to do anything off of any of the cards that I had in my hand. So I took 4 actions. You get any one of those actions. And then you get to take your turn. And I was trying to figure out what that did and what that meant. Like, would I take less actions just to not give you the flexibility? Would I take an action because I knew it wasn't good for you? Or would I not take an action because I knew it was good for you? And then come to your turn, you get to take, your freebie action, which was because I revealed it or I showed it or it transpired. It happened. But you get to do anything. But then it's up to you. Do you want to go all out or do you want to, conserve a little bit so that your neighbor can't get all these free actions? And I feel like it is positive player interaction, which we've talked about, where instead of hurting your opponent, you're helping them in a way, or you're at least keeping everybody engaged in a positive way and not a don't hurt me way. So I take an action, you get something. What does that mean, and how do we behave around that is what I'm really curious about. The other definition that I looked at, which was to give off vaporous material. Vapor is more of like a gassy, but I was thinking of a drip, and it said to exude a watery vapor. So it did say water, so I was thinking of a drip. And what a drip is and how that works with, the previous idea that I had where I'm doing something and you get to do one of those. A drip is essentially, a slow drain of my resources or something along those lines. It's just slowly coming out of me, and maybe it happens naturally, and maybe certain things I do makes it happen even more. But I thought of it as just like another cost, like your drip cost. And it's, for everything you do, you have to pay. And where you're paying is to some sort of what I thought was like a common pool for other players to pull from. So, your drip cost is $1 and you got to pay $1 and you throw that $1 to the center. Now that $1 is up for grabs. And I thought that it could always be like that. And it's not like buying things from a bank or anything like that. It's just dripping. It's like, exuding to the center, and then, that center is available to all. So that's what I came up for Transpire. I thought it was just a very weak word with just to happen. But if you get a little deeper, there's some stuff in there. So I'm curious if anybody comes up with anything else, and if I can make anything out of these ideas. All right, thanks. See you next time.